Leviticus 24. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Command the Israelites to bring you pure oil from crushed olives for the light, in order to keep the lamp burning regularly. Aaron is to tend it continually from evening until morning before the Lord, outside the curtain of the testimony in the tent of meeting. This is permanent statute throughout your generations. He must continually tend the lamps on the pure gold lampstand in the Lord's presence. Take fine flour and bake it into 12 loaves. Each loaf is to be made with your cords. Arrange them in 2 rows, 6 to a row, on the pure gold table before the Lord. Place pure frankincense near each row, so that it may serve as a memorial portion for the bread and a food offering to the Lord. The bread is to be set out before the Lord every Sabbath day as a permanent covenant obligation on the part of the Israelites. It belongs to Aaron and his sons, who are to eat in it in a holy place, for it is a holiest portion for him from the food offerings to the Lord. This is a permanent rule. Now the son of an Israelite mother and an Egyptian father has among the Israelites. A fight broke out in the camp between the Israelite woman's son and an Israelite man. Her son cursed and blasphemed the name, and they brought him to Moses. His mother's name was Selomith, a daughter of Ditri, of the tribe of Dan. They put him in custody until the Lord's decision could be made clear to them. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, "Bring the one who has cursed outside of the camp, and have all who heard him lay hands on his head. Then have the whole community stone him, and tell the Israelites, if anyone curses his God, he will bear the consequences of this sin. Whoever blasphemes the name of the Lord must be put to death. The whole community is to stone him. It is blasphemed the name. He is to be put to death, whether the resident alien or the native. If a man kills anyone, he must be put to death. Whoever kills an animal is to make restitution for it, life for life. If any man inflicts a permanent injury on his neighbor, whatever he has done is to be done to him, fracture to fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Whatever injury he inflicted on the person, the same is to be inflicted on him. Whoever kills an animal is to make restitution for it. But whoever kills a person is to be put to death. You are to have the same law for the resident alien and the native, because I am the Lord your God." After Moses spoke to the Israelites, they brought the one who had cursed to the outside of the camp and stoned him. So the Israelites did as the Lord had commanded Moses.
Leviticus 25. The Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai. "Speak to the Israelites and tell them, When you enter the land I am giving you, the land will observe a Sabbath to the Lord. You may sow your field for 6 years, and you may prune your vineyards and gather its produce for 6 years. But there will be a Sabbath of complete rest for the land in the 7th year, a Sabbath to the Lord. You are not to sow your field or prune your vineyard. You are not to reap what grows by itself from your crops, or harvest the grapes of your untended vines. It is to be a year of complete rest for the land. Whatever the land produces during the Sabbath year can be food for you, for yourself, your male or female slaves, and the hired workers or alien who resides with you. All of its growth may serve as food for your livestock and the wild animals in your land. You are to count 7 sabbatical years, 7 times 7 years, so that the time period of the 7 sabbatical years amount to 49. Then you are to sound the ram's horn loudly in the 7th month. On the 10th day of the month you will sound it throughout your land on the Day of Atonement. You are to consecrate the 50th year and proclaim freedom in the land for all its inhabitants. It will be your jubilee, when each of you is to return to his property, and each of you to his clan. The 50th year will be your jubilee. You are not to sow, reap what grows by itself, or harvest its untended vines. It is to be holy to you because it is the Jubilee. You may only eat its produce directly from the field. In this year of Jubilee, each of you will return to his property. If you make a sale to your neighbor or a purchase from him, do not cheat one another. You are to make the purchase from your neighbor based on the number of years since the last Jubilee. He is to sell to you based on the number of remaining harvest years. You are to increase its price in proportion to a greater amount of years, and decrease its price in proportion to a lesser amount of years, because what he is selling to you is a number of harvests. You are not to cheat one another, but fear your God, for I am the Lord your God. You are to keep my statutes and ordinances and carefully observe them, so that you may live securely in the land. Then the land will yield its fruits, so that you can eat, be satisfied, and live securely in the land. If you wonder what will we eat in the 7th year, if we don't sow or gather our produce, I will appoint my blessings for you in the 6th year, so that it will produce a crop sufficient for 3 years. When you sow in the 8th year, you will be eating from the previous harvest. You will be eating this until the 9th year, when its harvest comes in. The land is not to be permanently sold, because it is mine, and you are only alien and temporary residents on my land. You are to allow the redemption of any land you occupy. If your brother becomes destitute and sells part of his property, his nearest relative may come and redeem what his brother has sold. The man has no family redeemer, but he prospers and obtains enough to redeem his land. He may calculate the year since its sale, repay the balance to the man he sold to it, and return to his property. But if he cannot obtain enough to repay him, what he sold will remain in the possession of its purchaser until the year of Jubilee. It is to be released at the Jubilee, so that he may return to his property. If a man sells a residence in a walled city, his right of redemption will last until a year has passed after its sale. His right of redemption will last a year. If it is not redeemed by the end of a full year, then the house in a walled city is permanently transferred to its purchaser throughout his generations. It is not to be released on the Jubilee, but houses in settlement that have no walls around them are to be classified as open fields. The right to redeem such houses stays in effect, and they are to be released at the Jubilee. Concerning the Levitical cities, the Levites always have the right to redeem houses in the cities they possess. Whatever property one of the Levites can redeem, a house sold in a city they possess is to be released at the Jubilee, because the houses in the Levitical cities are their possessions among the Israelites. The open pasture land around their cities may not be sold, for it is their permanent possession. If your brother becomes destitute and cannot sustain himself among you, you are to support him as an alien or temporary resident, so that he can continue to live among you. Do not profit or take interest from him, but fear your God and let your brother live among you. You are not to lend him your silver with interest, or sell him your food for profit. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan and to be your God. If your brother among you becomes destitute and sells himself to you, you must not force him to do slave labor. Let him stay with you as a hired worker or temporary resident. He may work for you until the year of Jubilee. Then he and his children are to be released from you, and he may return to his clan and his ancestral property. They are not to be sold as slaves, because they are my servants that I brought out of the land of Egypt. You are not to rule over them harshly, but fear your God. Your male and female slaves are to be from the nations around you. You may purchase male and female slaves. You may also purchase them from the aliens residing with you, or from their families living among you. Those born in your land, these may become your property. You may leave them to your sons after you to inherit as property. You can make them slaves for life, but concerning your brothers, the Israelites, you must not rule over one another harshly. If an alien or temporary resident living among you prospers, but your brother living near him becomes destitute and sells himself to the alien living among you, or to a member of the resident alien's clan, he has the right of redemption after he has been sold. One of his brothers may redeem him. His uncle or cousin may redeem him, or any of his close relatives from his clan may redeem him. If he prospers, he may redeem himself. The one who purchased him is to calculate the time from the years he sold himself to him until the year of Jubilee. The price of his sale will be determined by the number of years. It will be set for him like the daily wages of a hired worker. If many years are still left, he must pay his redemption price in proportion to them based on his purchase price. If only a few years remain until the year of Jubilee, he will calculate and pay the price of his redemption in proportion to his remaining years. He will stay with him like a man hired year by year. A resident alien is not to rule over him harshly in your sight. If he is not redeemed in any of these ways, he and his children are to be released at the year of Jubilee. For the Israelites are my servants. They are my servants that I brought out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
Leviticus 26. Do not make worthless idols for yourselves. Set up a carved image or sacred pillars for yourself, or place a sculpted stone in your land to bow down to it. For I am the Lord your God. Keep my Sabbaths and revere my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If you follow my statutes and faithfully observe my commands, I will give you rain at the right time, and the land will yield its produce, and the trees of the field will bear their fruit. Your threshing will continue until grapes harvest, and grape harvest will continue until sowing time. You will have plenty of food to eat, and live securely in your land. I will give peace to the land, and you will lie down with nothing to frighten you. I will remove dangerous animals from the land, and no swords will pass through your land. You will pursue your enemies, and they will fall before you by the sword. 5 of you will pursue 100, and hundreds of you will pursue 10,000. Your enemies will fall before you by the sword. I will turn to you, make you fruitful and multiply you, and confirm my covenant with you. You will eat the old grain of the previous year and will clear out the old to make room for the new. I will place my residence among you, and I will not reject you. I will walk among you and be your God, and you will be my people. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, so that you would no longer be their slave. I broke the bars of your yoke and enabled you to live in freedom. But if you do not obey me and observe all these commands, if you reject my status and despise my ordinances, and do not observe all my commands and break my covenant, then I will do this to you. I will bring terror on you, wasting diseases and fever that will cause your eye to fail and your life to ebb away. You will sow your seeds in vain because your enemies will eat it. I will turn against you so that you will be defeated by your enemies. Those who hate you will rule over you, and you will flee even though no one is pursuing you. But if after these things you will not obey me, I'll proceed to discipline you 7 times for your sins. I will break down your strong pride. I'll make your sky like iron and your land like bronze, and your strength will be used up for nothing. Your land will not yield its produce, and the trees of the land will not bear their fruit. If you act with honesty towards me and are unwilling to obey me, I will multiply your plagues 7 times for your sins. I will send wild animals against you that will deprive you of your children, ravage your livestock, and reduce your numbers until your roads are deserted. If, in spite of these things, you do not accept my discipline but act with honesty towards me, then I will act with honesty towards you. I also will strike you 7 times for your sins. I will bring a sword against you to execute the vengeance of the covenant through you. Withdraw into your cities. I will send a pestilence among you, and I will be delivered into enemies' hands. When I cut off your supply of bread, 10 women will bake your bread in a single oven and ration out your bread by weight. So that you will eat but not be satisfied. And if, in spite of this, you do not obey me, but act with honesty towards me, I will act with fierce honesty towards you. I will also discipline you 7 times for your sins. You will eat the flesh of your sons. You will eat the flesh of your daughters. I will destroy your high places, cut down your shrines, and heap your lifeless body on the lifeless bodies of your idols. I will reject you. I will reduce your cities to ruins and devastate your sanctuaries. I will not smell the pleasing aroma of your sacrifices. I also will devastate the land so that your enemies who come to live there will be appalled by it. But I will scatter you among the nation, and I will draw a sword to chase after you. So your land will become desolate, and your cities will become ruins. Then the land will make up for its Sabbath years during the times it lies desolate, while you are in the land of your enemies. At the time the land will rest and make up for its Sabbaths. As long as it lies desolate, it will have the rested. Do not make during your Sabbaths when you live there. I will put anxiety in the hearts of those of you who survive in the land of their enemies. The sound of a wind-driven leaf will put them to flight, and they will flee as one flees from a sword and fall through. No one is pursuing them, though no one is pursuing them. They will stumble over one another as a fleeing from a sword, though no one is pursuing them. You will not be able to stand against your enemies. You will perish among the nations. The land of your enemies will devour you. Those who survive in the land of your enemies will waste away because of their iniquity. They will also waste away because of their ancestors' iniquity, along with theirs. But when they confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their ancestors, their untruthfulness that they practiced against me, and how they acted with hostility towards me, and I acted with hostility toward them, and brought them into the land of their enemies. And when their uncircumcised hearts are humbled, and they make amends for their iniquity, then I will remember my covenant with Jacob. I will also remember my covenant with Isaac and my covenant with Abraham. And I will remember the land, for the land abandoned by them will make for its Sabbaths, by lying desolate without the people, while they make amends for their iniquity, because they reject my ordinances and abhorred my statutes. Yet, in spite of this, while they are in the land of their enemies, I'll not reject or abhor them, so as to destroy them and break my covenant with them. Since I am the Lord their God, for their sake I will remember the covenant with their ancestors, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt in the sight of the nation, to be their God. I am the Lord. These are the statutes, ordinances, and laws the Lord established between himself and the Israelites through Moses on Mount Sinai.
Leviticus 27. The Lord spoke to Moses. Speak to the Israelites and tell them, when someone makes a special vow to the Lord that involves the assessment of people, if the assessment concerns a male of 20 or 60 years old, your assessment is 50 silver shekels, measured by the standard sanitary shekel. If the person is a female, your assessment is 30 shekels. If the person is from 5 to 20 years, your assessment for a male is 20 shekels, and for a female is 10 shekels. If a person is from 1 month to 5 years old, your assessment for a male is 5 shekels, and for female, your assessment is 3 shekels of silver. If the person is 60 years or more, your assessment is 15 shekels for male and 10 shekels for female. But if one is too poor to pay the assessment, he is to present the person before the priest, and the priest will set a value for him. The priest will set a value for him according to what the one making a vow can afford. If a vow involves one of the animals that may be brought as an offering to the Lord, any of these he gives to the Lord will be holy. He may not replace it or make a substitution for it, either good or bad for good. But if he does substitute one of the animals for another, both that animal and its substitute will be holy. If the vow involves any of the unclean animals that may not be brought as an offering to the Lord, the animal must be presented to before the priest. The priest will set its value, whether high or low. The price will be set as the priest makes the assessment for you. If the one who brought it declined to redeem it, he must add a fifth of the assessed value. When a man considers his house as holy to the Lord, the priest will assess at its value, whether high or low. The price will stand just as the price will stand just as the priest assesses it. But if the one who considers his house redeems it, he must add a fifth to the assessed value, and it will be his. If a man considers to the Lord any part of a field that he possesses, your assessment of value will be proportional to the seed needed to sow it. At the rate of 50 silver shekels for every 6 bushel of barley seeds, if he concentrates his field during a year of jubilee, the price will stand according to your assessment. But if he concentrates his field after the jubilee, the priest will calculate the price for him, prospering to the years left until the next year of jubilee, so that your assessment will be reached. If the one who considers that the field decides to redeem it, he must add a fifth to fifth to the assessed value, and the field will transfer back to him. But if he does not redeem the field, or if he has sold it to another man, it is no longer redeemable. When the field is released in the Jubilee, it will be holy to the Lord, like a field permanently set apart. It becomes the priest's property. If the person considers to the Lord a field he has purchased that is not part of his inherited land holding, then the priest will calculate for him the amount of the assessment up to the year of Jubilee, and the person will pay the assessed value on that day as the holy offering to the Lord. In the year of Jubilee, the field will return to the one who he bought it from, the original owner. All your assessed value will be measured by the standard secretary's shekels. The standard 20 gerahs to the shekels, but no one can consider a firstborn of the livestock, whether an animal from the herd or flock, to the Lord, because the firstborn already belongs to the Lord. If it is one unclean livestock, it can be removed according to your assessment by adding a fifth of its value to it. If it is not redeemed, it can be sold according to your assessment. Nothing that a man permanently set apart to the Lord from all his owners, whether a person, an animal, or his inherited land holding, can be sold or redeemed. Everything set apart is specially holy to the Lord. No person who has been set apart for duration is to be resumed. He must be put to death. Every tenth of the land products, grain from the oil, or fruit from the tree belongs to the Lord. It is holy to the Lord. If a man decides to redeem any of these tenths, he must add a fifth to its value. Every 10th animal from the herd or flock which passes under a shepherd's rod will be holy to the Lord. He is not to impact whether it is good or bad, and he is not to make a substitution for it. But if he does make a substitution, both the animal and the substitute will be holy. They cannot be redeemed. These are the commands the Lord gave Moses for the Israelites on Mount Sinai.